Well, hello. I wanted to share a short video with you this morning to discuss something regarding my difficulties I had priming the Cobra yesterday. This video is not meant for seasoned painters or even painters who have been doing this a lot. Again, this is only my first couple of attempts to do this, and I'm still learning. But I wanted to throw this out there to the novice painters out there, such as myself, who are trying to learn how to do this stuff on their own. I had some problems yesterday shooting the Cobra with primer. I had trouble with intermittent spray and stuff like that. It turned out to be a combination of a couple of things, and I wanted to go over this, and it had to do with the setup of my gun, the cleaning of my gun, and things of that nature. So let's take a look at what I found out. I managed to scrape through and get a good enough prime job to get started on the block sanding and body work. Everything, like I said, is good enough. This is certainly not finished quality, and of course I've got my turbine system from Fuji Systems that I'm actually going to do the actual painting with. But I usually use my air compressor and the old-fashioned methods to do painting. The problem I was having yesterday was intermittent spray and dry spray. Now the dry spray I have determined is partially due to my settings. You've got multiple settings on every paint gun. This one controls the air input, this is your fluid level, and this is your fan. Now the problems I was having, in addition to the dry spray, was sputtering and everything else. I've got a couple of old paint guns that I inherited, acquired down the line that I don't like. This is one that I purchased recently and it's done pretty well, but what I determined was the issue is the needle that came with the gun. This is a 1.8, which is a little bit small, as I have learned, for priming. For priming, they recommend a 2.0 to a 2.5. This is high build primer, is much thicker than base coat and clear coat, so you need a bigger orifice to allow the fluid to flow. I did manage to save myself some money in this, because in searching I found an old paint gun that I had that I did not like. I used a couple of times and I never could get it to work right. And it had a 2.0 setup on it, and it actually fits my gun. So that problem is solved. The other issue I had, of course, was proper cleaning. I thought I was cleaning well enough, but it turns out upon disassembly, the needle itself was definitely contaminated pretty badly. The holes had some stoppage in them and some other things. So I've made sure to thoroughly go through this and clean it up, and I shot around a primer just to test it, and it checked out just fine. So I think the next time I get ready to shoot primer, it's going to be good to go, and I think I will get better results. Again, I'm not concerned with this particular round here, because this is just strictly for the 320 phase of sanding, and I've also got some putty work to do on the doors, the fenders, and the hood, and things like that, which is typical for working on fiberglass. Little places like that right there, like these places right here, if we can see it, just like that, that, and that. These panels have those on it. It's what happens when you bond panels together. Spraying it gray allows me, in my limited vision, to see things a little bit better. So now I've got a reference point to work. Like on the body, I've got a few places of concern that I need to address, like this right here as well. So that's what's next. I'm going to be doing putty work on this, sand it with 320, and now that I have my gun situation set up and ready to go, I'm not going to have any issues, hopefully, knock on fiberglass, with the next round of primer that I've got to go. I do love this primer. It's easy to sand, flows on nicely normally when you're not being an idiot in dealing with your materials. Again, just to reiterate, clean the gun thoroughly, disassemble it every time, using lacquer thinner, any number of solvents that can clean that up, which I have done now. Also, make sure that you have the correct needle for this. High build primer requires a 2.0 to a 2.5 per my research today, and I think what I'm going to do is this gun is going to become my primary gun strictly for primer, as I do have the Fuji turbine system that I use for paint, and I used it with great results painting this 32 Ford. So, up next, sanding, putty work. Please hit like and subscribe. I hope you like the content. Again, this is directed to the novice guys out there trying to learn how to paint. You experts out there, you know all about it. I bow to your wisdom, and just give me a chance to learn. This is trial and error, and we're going to do the best we can. Thank you for listening. Hope this added some insight. We'll see you next time.